All right, we're live.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Friday.
Happy
Happy Friday.
Friday,
Happy
everybody.
Cinco de
Woo, woo.
Mayo.
Woo.
Yeah, yes. Happy Cinco de
Happy
Mayo.
Cinco de
Yes.
Oh, yes. I was wondering, do other places celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Because here in Texas, obviously we have a huge Spanish population. And so I was wondering if other parts of the country, recognize or celebrate also.
Yeah, over
Awesome.
the years now, I think the population of Hispanic has definitely grown here in Georgia. And anytime that there's a time for us to party, we don't care who's celebrating. We're gonna celebrate
Absolutely.
with them.
Don't celebrate.
My family is partying right now. They're doing enchiladas and nachos and margaritas. And I told them I'll be there in about an hour. They're right around the corner.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
send it
Uh-huh.
over to Lisa.
I know. I'm actually gonna make some carne asadas tonight. So I have my flank steak, my skirt steak marinating. So yeah, so that's what we're
Woo.
gonna have, and some margaritas.
Hey.
Hey, hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Y'all got it going on. We having nothing.
Hey, Denzel.
Hey,
I know we're
Denzel.
gonna have something. I just don't know what yet.
Yes, exactly.
We're gonna
Hey,
have whatever my husband come up with. It's his
Hello,
turn tonight.
Stephanie.
hey,
It's his
Stephanie.
turn to decide.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey,
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes. Well, ladies, welcome everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We're super excited that you guys joined us yet again, spending some time with us. And as you can see, our panel is missing a couple people this time. That is okay. We will discuss that in here in just a bit, but make sure if you're in the chat, leave a comment there. Let us know that you're there and where you're from. And in just a second, we're going to get started because we have a lot to discuss tonight.
Woo. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So, ladies, while everyone's entering in, we already heard Juani's making some skirt steaks and carne asadas, and Felicia's going over to the family gathering, which I might probably join her. Shakira, what you got going on tonight?
I don't have anything going on. The husband and my youngest son that lives in Orlando, he came down. So we went and did Cinco de Mayo a little bit earlier. So we would beat the crowd. So they gone racing and I'm at home enjoying my me time.
Oh, I love it.
Love
I need to
it.
find somewhere to send my son and husband. So,
Yes.
well, I see Stephanie say she already fat full. She done ate and she ready to just chill with us, I guess, huh, Stephanie?
Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
What is Alta Costa? What's that?
Atascocita.
Atascocita.
That's
Oh,
the
that.
area here in Houston.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
like an outlier of Houston.
Okay.
Okay. Gigi's here from North Carolina. Hey,
Hey,
Gigi.
Gigi.
Hey, Gigi.
I thought Gigi was in Atlanta. I didn't know she was in North
no.
Carolina. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, ladies, tell us what you're sipping on. Since it is Cinco de Mayo, do you have anybody got a margarita or Corona or something? I'm sipping apple juice today.
Girl.
You guys know, last week I wasn't feeling good. I was like, the enemy know he busy, but he is a lie
Hey,
I
Yes,
know that's
because
right.
I was like, he ain't
Stop
stopping
in
no
the
show. I'm gonna
right.
be here tonight. If I have to cough a couple times or blow my nose, y'all please excuse
we
me. I'll try to be as
understand.
ladylike as possible.
Hey, Robin.
hey,
Hey,
Robin.
Robin.
Um,
So
but
no Corona over here, no margarita. Now there will be margaritas later on because Mr. B has definitely he said I need a margarita.
Oh,
So
goodness.
later on there will be, but right now I'm drinking on a Diet Coke.
okay, what you got for Lisa?
I have a Dr. Pepper, actually.
Ooh, that used to be my favorite when I drank when I was into sodas.
What you got today, Kira? You usually be bringing it real grown and sexy
All I
like.
have is water. That's all I need because I did enough Cinco earlier.
Okay, okay. I was like, Kira, no, she be bringing it grown and sexy. So,
Hey.
Yes, she does.
Awesome. I see Stephanie got her some green tea. I probably should have some tea, but I'm so tired of sipping on hot drinks. I was like, I don't want to start sweating in here under these lights, so I better drink some apple juice this time with some ice.
Yeah.
So,
And Sunny
now,
Day is sipping on water.
Okay.
yeah, everybody's staying hydrated. I love it. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and hop right in. I'm going to introduce our beautiful panel of ladies. Of course, we'll start. I'm just going to go around my screen and get started. We have the beautiful Wani with Wani's House, bringing the sunshine in her yellow today. Hey, sis.
Hey, girl. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
And then we have Style by Kira, who is bringing it with the butterfly locks. Like, sis, you're going to have to hook me up. I'm going to make it my way. In your neck of the woods, you can hook my hair up for me.
Okay.
I'm going to drive down 75.
Right. We know we're not too far.
Yes.
Right. And we have the bling queen, of course, Miss Ferlisa with Homebody with Ferlisa.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Felisa got the butterfly locks working too. Y'all ladies are summer ready. That's what I'm talking about.
We need
Yes, I love it. Now I will say today, Shalomi is not with us, the Glamorous Painted Picture. She is spending time with her family. So we want to say, Shalomi, we love you, we miss you, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
And then yeah, and then of course we have Bree with Modern Living with Bree. She is feeling a bit under the weather, so she couldn't make it with us tonight. And guys, honestly, we all know amongst us, all of us are kind of under the weather to some degree. We've all kind of been dealing with similar stuff. And so, but we were like, we're going to just hold down the fort while the other ladies take care of their business. So I will say, when I was at the doctor, they did tell me that there is a new strand of pollen that's getting people. And so like normally people who don't usually have allergy issues like myself, generally I don't, are experiencing like sinus problems and allergies and allergens and whatever. So I was like, wow, lucky me, when usually it's my husband and Addison are the ones that deal with allergies all the time, and they're walking around here perfectly fine. And I'm over here like feel like I'm underwater.
Yes.
Like I feel like I got headphones on. You remember those big headphones you would wear back in the day when you was listening to your Walkman, you'd have the headphones?
Yes.
I feel like I'm muffled. So if I'm talking loud, my apologies.
That's okay.
You understand.
So yes. So guys, I hope that you all had a chance to watch not one, but two shows, because we are going to be bringing it tonight. We're going to be talking about The Property Brothers Forever Home episode 8. And then you all know last week we discussed Home in a Heartbeat with Galey Alix, because the Property Brothers didn't post their show as per usual. So we had to like pivot. And so we found Galey and checked her out, and we were super impressed. And so we asked you guys, what did you want? And you guys answered. Now, many of you said, we want the Property Brothers. Many of you said, we want Galey. And then enough of you said, it don't matter, either one. So we're going to give y'all what you want, right, ladies? We're going to give them what they want.
Right.
Yes. So we're going to talk about both of them.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to talk about. It's 6:10, and you guys know we don't try to keep you past an hour. So we're going to try to stay within our time frame. If we go over a tiny bit, bear with us, but we're going to try to keep it on point. So let's go ahead and hop right in. And we're going to start off with the Property Brothers. So on this episode of the Property Brothers, this one was called Life Out West. So they had this really cute British couple who's living in Pasadena, California, which I think is so beautiful. I just love the mountains. I know I say that every time when we talk about the Property Brothers, because I so love like God's nature and, things that's not man-made. And so when I just see the beautiful scenery, I'm just like in awe.
Yes.
So the mountains were behind their house. And I was like, who cares what their house looked like? Look at those mountains.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
They were.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what did you guys think about? So with the couple, it was, let me see, I have their names here. Jared and Helen. So what did you guys think about their house from the curb appeal to the inside? What did you guys think?
Well, I did not like the curb appeal at all. At all. Now I understand it because they're in California and like you guys in Texas, the weather. So they have to like be like cognizant
Conserving
of
the water.
Conserving the water there. But they could have done something because it
They
was
had
just
desert landscape.
Yes. So yeah, and almost the dirt on the ground, it almost like made the house disappear. It was all like it was the same color, like it was a sand color. So I was not impressed at all.
What do you think, Kira?
I absolutely agree with Wani. There was just no curb appeal, none whatsoever. But I do know that, the area that they're in, it's kind of hard to do a lot, but you could have put some kind of effort into some type of curb appeal, just a little bit. It didn't have to be nothing extravagant, but
Right.
Going with what we're going with, they didn't have any type of curb appeal that appealed to me at all.
Lisa, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree with everyone. It would, they didn't put any TLC on the outdoors. To me, the house kind of looked like a compound, especially from the air. I don't know if y'all saw that drone when it looked down. I'm like, look, it was an L shape too. Or was it a U shape? I don't know. It was just shaped different. It didn't look like a house from the top. Maybe it could have been I don't know, but yeah. So it was definitely in need of, it definitely needs some updates on the outdoors as well.
Yes.
Exactly. So you guys know my father-in-law lives in California. So I'm with you. I know that they have to conserve the water. And so a lot of people do like alternatives for landscaping. Like here in Texas, we supposed to be conserving. Sometimes it gets super hot here, but we water our grass. So we got a lush lawn. But my father-in-law has turf in his yard. So, it's like he doesn't have to water. He doesn't have to mow it. It always looks good, like 24/7 all year round. No, in California. He lives in California.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a nice alternative to having just dirt and rocks and cacti. It's like, that's all they had in their yard. So I felt like they could have did more on the outside. It was very much lackluster and blah, and it looked like the desert to me. And then inside, I thought their house was a complete junked up mess. I was like, number one, people. You're gonna be on TV. You're gonna be on TV. Like, you don't have to have it decorated because we know that's why you call them here. But it don't have to be messy. Like,
it doesn't.
It was just so much clutter. Like, it was one thing to have all the toys in one space. At least he had them in containers or whatever. But it was just stuff everywhere. Just stuff.
Yes.
I was like, that's how they live. That's how they live. That's
style. There was no style. And when we get into it, but it was something that the lady said what she wanted, and I was like, girlfriend, you don't do this.
Yes, minimal style, minimalist. I was like, y'all are maximalist.
They said clutter-free. I'm like, I'm like you, honey.
There's nothing minimal about these two.
It was nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Nice.
I thought it was cool that the husband was a toy reviewer.
Yes.
And so I thought that was kind of interesting, considering like what we do. Right. So I assume that he probably has a YouTube channel or something like that or whatever. Right. And so I thought it was quite interesting that he had a job that wasn't like traditional, although she had a very much traditional corporate job. But I just thought they could have did better with their presentation, even though you're going to need help, I just think that you shouldn't just have your junk everywhere. Yeah, it's like it was just like, wow, I wouldn't have done that. So clearly they needed help everywhere in their house, probably in the areas that they didn't show us to. They need help there too.
Yeah.
So then they took us, so they did say they like a minimal style. They like mid-century modern. Their house was a mid-century home. And one thing I will say about their house too is that it had that gigantic fireplace in the middle of the floor. Y'all know I love a fireplace. Y'all know I do. But this time, I was like, okay, so they're going to do something with this fireplace, I'm sure.
The location, I'm like, they took 2 steps in and it was right there.
Right there.
Like right there in your face.
Yeah.
Right there. Exactly. I was like, now this is the time they could have shaved it back, a little bit. They could have did something.
This was definitely a time.
This was definitely, yes.
Yeah. I can appreciate though that the homeowner, he liked it, and so they respected his wishes. Although, did you guys notice that the property brothers said several times, because if we moved that fireplace, if the fireplace was out,
they kept on saying that.
Yeah, they kept saying that.
Right.
I was like, yes, just knock it down by
mistake. They really wanted to get rid of that.
They really did. They really did. But I thought it was cool that they respected their wishes and kept the fireplace. So then Drew took them to this mid-century modern home for inspiration. Now, I want to know what you guys thought about the inspiration, but can I just say one thing about the inspiration home first? I thought it was in a beautiful neighborhood, and they should have took some tips off of their curb appeal, because walking up to that house was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous.
I was like, they need to be taking some notes on the outside before they even get on the inside.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, that brick wall, I thought that was absolutely gorgeous. It was old school. I can remember my grandmother had a neighbor who had that same kind of brick pattern wall on the front of their house. And because they had it painted white, it was just fabulous. And that wood gate door to enter into their property, I just thought it was a really grand entrance, even though it was reminiscent of the mid-century era. I thought it was really, really pretty. So what did you guys think about the inspiration home? Shakira, tell us what you think.
Okay, going into the home outside the curb appeal definitely was a plus, but going inside of the home, I absolutely liked it. To be honest, when I walked in, I was like, this can fit there. Looking at what they come from, I saw the potential and why they chose the home that they did choose. So, looking at all the beautiful, colors, because I love colors, and the way the little modern mid-century furniture, it fit the aesthetic and the idea of what they were going for. So I loved it. I absolutely love everything, about it. So I didn't have anything I could go against it about it. So for the most part, I felt like it was their style and what they were really looking for.
Yeah, I agree. How about you, for Lisa? What did you think about the inspiration?
Well, I felt like the wife felt. It was just too much brown. Just extremely too much brown, and I was getting like a doctor's office feel in there from that sofa that they had in there. And I just felt like, I just got a doctor's office feel in there. But it fitted. It was a fit for them. Not too much going on, nice clean lines, and I agree with Kyra.
Yeah, that's interesting for Lisa. I didn't think about that until you said it. Now I'm like, I could see that being.
I can see that now that
like office-y type furniture. Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Wani, what did you think about the space?
I love the outside of the house. I did not like the inspiration home.
Yeah,
I did not like it at all. There were like little things that I like. I did like the brown. I like some of the brown. I like the modern. I could see where they could take some inspiration from. There is a house in LA called the Hollyhock House, and it was built by I can't even think who it was, but I visited it several times, and I would have thought they would have taken them somewhere like that, because it's still, everything is very modern. Everything is very kind of straight line, but it just seemed like it was too clean. Almost like what Felisa said, like a doctor's office, but it just seemed too
sterile.
clean. Yes, too sterile for me. There wasn't a lot of personality, and the personality that kind of did jump out at me was the wood tone. So I did like that.
So when you saying the designer that you were thinking about, were you thinking Frank Lloyd Wright?
Yes, Frank Lloyd Wright. Yes, I knew it was. Yeah. I love that place. Have you gone?
Yes, I've seen some documentaries on. I like to watch different shows on different aesthetics, and so, and different architecture and different home decor styles and just all that kind of thing. And so I do like some of the Frank Lloyd Wright homes, and they are like historic homes at this point, right? So I would have thought they would have taken them to a place, something like that too, to get some inspiration. I was a little bit underwhelmed with the inspiration home also. I thought that it was too brown. I didn't get the sterile vibes. I just thought it was bright, airy, and very clean, and I did like that. But I did think it was just, I do like a nice leather sofa, but I was like, okay, it's just kind of too much. And then all the brown cabinets, and then all the walls, and then it was just, it felt to me almost as if it needed to be updated. It felt a little bit, I know that they were going for the mid-century modern style, but it felt like 70s vibes to me, is what I wrote. Yeah. I was like, okay, it's almost like they doing it, but they doing it in the wrong era. It wasn't more up-to-date version of, mid-century modern. So there were some things like you said, Wani, that I did like about it, but overall, I just felt like, okay, I feel like they need some help. They need a little bit of sprucing up, bringing up. Yeah. And I did like that the couple was able to get some inspiration from the space. Like you said, Kira, I thought it was a good fit for them because that's the style that they like. And they were able to key in on some elements of that home that they were able to incorporate into their house. So I thought that was cool. So now let's move on to the reno options. Now, this couple had a $200,000 budget, and they were firm about that. They were like, we ain't got no more money. Don't come asking for nothing because we ain't got it. So you'll have to figure it out. So the Property Brothers were like, okay.
They really were.
They were like, we got to find some money. Look in their drawers. Like, that they had an issue with the electrical, which in these older homes, you always know there's going to be something happening, right? And so because of that, they had to take care of that because safety's first, right? And so that meant they had to cut back in some other areas. And so they had to do what they had to do. So the first option was to flip the floor plan from how it was and and basically create a office and a kid space that was separated, and then have the family room and the kitchen and the family room, dining room area on the other half of the house, on the other half of the fireplace. And that was option one. $200,000 is what it was going to cost. And it was going to take them 8 weeks to do that. Then the second option was to pretty much leave everything where it was, but clear out the walls and just open everything up. But Dad didn't get his dedicated office space, and the kids didn't get a dedicated play space, but they were able to get a really nice open floor plan and have a nice kitchen and dining area. So which one did you guys like? And that one's still going to cost $200,000 also. And it was going to be a little shorter time frame at 6 weeks. So which one did you guys like the most? Which one would, if you were to pick, which one would you have chosen?
I think I would have chosen, I was hoping they would have gone with option one, because I would have liked for, if people come over and their place is messed up, at least you know you can close the door to that. You know, they'll have their own place to mess up. Nobody will be able to see that. And I just felt like option 2, it was pretty much like they were now. His toys going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's what I think I would have done.
Ladies, you guys agreed with that, or would you have chosen the other option?
I like both options. But if I had a choice, I probably would have chose option 1, just to give me a whole different vibe when I walk in, you know, just to have that flip. You know, that's what I would have liked, you know, especially that type of money. I wanted a whole new look when I come to my
house.
Absolutely.
Right. Exactly. Kira, what do you think?
Yeah, I was rooting for option 1, and the wife, of course, was on for option 1, and then she ended up going to option 2, I guess, because of the husband. But I felt like she wanted option 1 to be truthfully, but she changed it.
I thought so too. I thought that she was like, okay, she could tell that's what he wanted, and so she just went on with it too. But I'm like you, Felisa. If I'm gonna spend $200,000, I need to walk in my house and it's gonna look completely different. Not just I got some new furniture.
Yes.
Although option 2 did open the space up more than option 1 would have. Yes. So I was like, well, at least they have a more open floor plan. And so I thought that was. I was like, okay, well, either one could work. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. Now we're going to skip over their design choices because we already know they chose brown wood, blue, and green. That's what they choose every week.
Yes, those are their colors.
That's what they choose every time. Right. So it's like the only key is that they were wanting to make it look more mid-century modern. So we're going to go ahead and skip on to the final reveal. Now, ladies, tell me, what did you think about the final reveal, and what did you think about that fireplace that they did? Because really, to me, that was the one thing that I felt like really needed to be addressed and was going to make the difference in the whole space. So, Felisa, what did you think about the final reveal, and then your thoughts on the fireplace?
Well, first of all, when you open the door, you couldn't really see the reveal because the fireplace. Did you notice she had to walk around the fireplace to see the reveal?
I was wondering somebody. That's why I said that, because I was wondering if somebody else was going to know.
Yes, we caught it.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, I think they did a beautiful job. You know, considering what was the before, anything would have helped. Exactly. I liked especially, I don't know if I was going to jump to the kitchen, but, I think everything looked really, really beautiful. I liked the way, the way it turned out.
Kira, what did you think?
I definitely like the idea of the glass door, the way they closed. Well, it wasn't closed off, but you have a door, and I guess it was supposedly soundproof or some sort. So I did like the idea of that. So
that was clever.
Yeah, it was definitely a clever idea. So I do like the way that it turned out,
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever because they wanted to use like soundproof doors and to use an outside door, and it didn't look like an outside door. I was like, okay, that was a cool idea, thinking outside the box. That was points for them on that. Wayne, what did you think about the overall space?
I didn't like it.
Oh, really?
She said she didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I didn't like anything.
Why it's a no?
It was just a no. I was just like, so when you still walked through the foyer, you saw the fireplace. They had the audacity to put a sign in to say home or something like that. Did you see the picture? Right, it was on the fireplace.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
It said like home or something like that. But I would have liked, and I thought about it. I was like, what if the fireplace, they would have made it so that you could see on both sides? Right?
Oh, like a see-through, yeah.
Yes.
That would have been nice.
That would have been nice. And then, like you ladies said, I did like the little the acrylic glass door area. I like that, but I did not like the blue cabinets. Now I did like that they had a lot of cabinets because they needed
they needed too.
But I was not a fan. I did like the island.
Yeah.
I love that island.
Love the island. And I like their appliances that they
that was nice.
It was.
But that was it for me.
I agree. Oh, yeah. So it was an upgrade from that big clunky red sofa they had that they brought from the UK. I was like, y'all brought that all the way over here?
The property brothers say they couldn't even donate that anywhere. Nobody want to take it.
So nobody wants that. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And then the lady had a nerve to compare the Inspiration sofa at the sofa in the Inspiration home to theirs. He was like,
that's not
this sofa's a lot better. I was like, the colors are similar, and that's about it. Because that Inspiration sofa wasn't my jam, but it was a whole lot better than what they had going on too.
It was. So
now I have to say, outside of walking straight into the fireplace, which to me was like still a problem that they wanted to keep. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. I thought that the guys did a really good job of creating the spaces for this family. I thought that the kitchen was laid out nicely. And did you guys notice that the tiles in the kitchen on the walls matched the brick pattern on that brick?
Oh,
they did. It was white tiles in the kitchen, and they laid it to match the pattern on the fireplace. So I was like, now that was clever, because they were trying to marry the two together, and it was a very subtle way. So I thought that was really nice. I picked that up. I was like, okay, that was nice. I didn't necessarily like that the kitchen had that wall right there, but I was like, well, it's kind of okay because it got the brick wall right on the other side of it. So they kind of made it be like a little walkway. So I was like, okay, so they're trying to work with it. So I felt like it was fine. They they did donate the piano too with Josh Grove, and I thought that was really cool. And I didn't think that the painting on the piano looked great, but I was like, whatever, that didn't have anything to do with this. So that's cool if the high school wanted it like that. Like, that looked like something Addison and I would have did. I was like, that ain't cute. Okay. But I thought they did a good job on it overall. Yes. I did like the light fixtures, because sometimes they be missing on the light fixtures, and so I did like those. And then let me see what else. I thought that they did a good job making it look very bright and just crisp and clean, because it wasn't hard from the before to make it look clean and crisp, but they did. So because I was like, it was a hot mess at first. So I thought they did a good job. I felt like they did meet the brief as it relates to giving them mid-century modern. Even though to me it had a little bit boho vibes, like with that rug in the family room, and those pillows, and some of the artwork was more boho-like and not really mid-century. I was like, okay, they kind of missed the mark a little bit, but overall, I thought it was fine. I thought they did a good job, and I thought the family seemed very happy with it. So I was like, okay, cool. They did.
They were, especially the wife. She was practically doing jumping jacks.
Yes, she was.
Right.
So happy.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I thought that was cool that, they were really happy with it. But you could see she was kind of plain Jane anyway. It probably wasn't going to take a whole lot to get her excited, because she just had on a t-shirt and jeans. Like, she had a pop of color in her heels. I noticed her shoes at every scene. Right. And so I was like, okay. First pair was cute. The red shoes, I was like, okay. So I was like, all right, well, whatever. Anyway, so the Property Brothers, kudos. You guys did a good job. You met your brief on that one.
Yes.
You did a good job. Now, we should have talked about Galey first. I'm just saying. That's just
still be talking.
I love her.
Me too. This is my girl. I'm like, this is my girl right here.
What she's doing.
Yes. So, okay. So Galey, with Home in a Heartbeat with Galey Alix, she had a young lady reaching out to her through Instagram or whatever to decorate her home for her in Florida. The lady lived in Miramar, Florida. Her name is Tasha. She's a chef turned restaurateur. She had a couple of restaurants. I was like, look at sister doing her thing. I love it. Yes. I couldn't wait to talk about this one because I just loved it. I was like, it's just giving me like all the inspiration. Like,
I know I had so much inspiration from that.
Yes, just from her story. Just, I was a single mom for a while. I was like, everything about Tasha and her story and her come up, I was like, it was resonating with me. So I was excited to see what Galey was going to do for her. But when she walked into her home, so they didn't really, on Galey's show, she don't really show the outside too much. So I don't know if you guys were able to capture anything on the outside. I barely saw her house a little bit, but we couldn't really see what her curb appeal was like or anything. So walking into Tasha's house, what did you guys think? Wani, what did you think?
I thought, so where's the furniture?
Right.
Girlfriend. Right. You'll have nothing, a mirror, a rug, a nothing, table, no nothing. No, nothing.
Like, is this an art gallery? Minus the art? When you walk in, you had a gallery like vibe. I was like, okay, I like this. And then I was like, well, okay, well, let's go on in some more. So then we walk on through the entryway. Felicia, what did you think after that?
I was thinking like, is something else going on with her? I don't know. It was just something going on with her for her to just have an empty slate, no enthusiasm at all in that beautiful home. She didn't even have a flower or a candle or nothing. Nothing. I just didn't. I didn't understand that. I think I was thinking maybe she just came from a bad place in her life and hadn't gotten it together. I just didn't understand. That home is beautiful. It was beautiful. Even empty, to me, it was beautiful. But I mean, it just needed some tender love and care in there, which she just didn't have the energy to give.
So, Kira, what do you think?
I absolutely agree with each and everything that you ladies said. Walking in, I was like, this is a beautiful home. I'm like, why don't she have some decoration up? I'm thinking of all these different ideas, what I could do in this space and this space. And she just didn't have any type of inspiration to be motivated to do anything in that home. So I was like, I can't wait to see what she does in this home because I know it's going to be beautiful. So, I mean, walking in, I just knew it was going to be beautiful. I was like, she's going to come up with something I love. And we'll keep going though. So,
I thought same. When we first walked in, I thought, okay, sometimes the entryway might be blank because you don't know what to do. It was an odd shaped space. And so I was like, okay. But when she walked on in and then the whole house was completely empty, like nothing, nowhere, not even a bar stool. And I was like, wow, how do you live in your house and not have anything? Now, she did say that she did order stuff and didn't like it, so she sent it all back. I was like, I never heard of that, but okay. Because usually when you buy a house, you're excited to decorate, you want to do something. So to not have nothing. And so then I thought, like you said, Felicia, maybe, like you said, we don't know her backstory. She did say that was her 9th home. Now, I figured she probably is in the age range of us. Like, we're all different ages, but within a range of each other, within probably at least a 10-year range of each other in our group. And so I figured she's within our age range. So within our age range, in your 40s to 50s, you've accumulated something. You got a bed, you got a sofa, you got a something. She didn't even have a TV in nowhere in her house that we could see.
Remember, she did have the TV and that little rack thing. Remember, the TV was sitting on that little rack thing on the living room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah. I was disregarding that. Yeah. I was looking for it to be on the wall or on a stand or something. I was just like, okay, for you to have 9 homes and you don't have anything to bring to this one, I just thought that was quite interesting to her. I thought that was interesting. But I was like, okay, well, we got a blank slate. So that's always fun. I've decorated a house with a blank slate, and it can be exciting and intimidating all at the same time because you don't have anything to play off of. At least with the Property Brothers, they had a bunch of junk in there, so they could at least they could see how they live. Like, we'll have no idea how Tasha lived because it's nothing in there. So I was like, okay, well, so Galey, do your thing. You're going to have to work some magic. And Galey did say, too, she was kind of like, wow, she has the worst case of analysis paralysis because she can't make a decision about nothing. I was like, Natasha, you decorated a restaurant. You got a couple of restaurants. You could have did something in your house. At least put your kitchen all the way together.
Exactly. But she didn't even touch the kitchen.
No. But I was like, okay, she probably is working a whole lot too, and just like get home and just, you know, go to sleep and whatever. And sometimes it's better to have a blank slate and a clean space than having junk and clutter all around you too, because you know, chaos creates chaos, right? So, so I was like, okay, so Galey, the way she doesn't really like do a design plan like the Property Brothers, but she does like to spend time in the space and kind of let it speak to her. She likes to look around. And what I like about Galey is that's kind of what I do. I like to sit in the space. I look, my husband will come in sometimes and he's like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm just looking. And he's like, what you looking at? I'm like, I'm just looking. I'm just looking at the walls. I'm envisioning like what I'm gonna. And so he's like, okay. And then he turned around and walk out. He like, my wife. I'm like, you don't understand. It's a process that's going on up here.
Let me work.
Yes, exactly. So Galey likes to do that. So I was like, okay, I can appreciate that. So, but she did tell us her design plans. So starting with the foyer, you know, she said she wanted to add some texture on the ceiling, on the walls, and she wanted to add some accent furniture pieces that's like a statement piece. Then in the living room, she wanted to add some custom built-ins, a fireplace. That's my girl with the fireplace. She wanted to do the beams. I know Felisa ain't for them beams. And Galey gave us beams twice already. We've known Galey for 2 episodes. Each episode she gave us some beams. So I think she's gonna be the beam girl.
Yes.
Then in the kitchen, she was like, you know what, this is a chef. We gotta bring it for the chef. So we're gonna make it like high-end, upscale with the biggest vent hood I could find. And then the lady tells her, or in the dining room, she was like, cover that window up with a picture or something because it's too lit. I don't know what to do. So Galey was like, we're gonna give some mood over here so you can have some romantic meals and whatever. And then the lady said, oh, and by the way, I don't even sleep in my bedroom because it ain't nothing in there either. I sleep in the guest bedroom. So Galey like, what?
Yeah.
Now what? When you sleep? So the lady's like, okay. Galey's like, I'm gonna come back and do that. Now, what I like about her is that she always surprises her clients with something, and she work it into the budget. That's
yes.
So she gave her $60,000, which was nice chunk of change for Florida.
Yeah, that's good.
So just based on Galey's inspiration, before we go to the final reveal and say what she actually did, just based on the things that she was saying when she was showing us, you know how in the show she showed us like her thoughts. What did you guys think about her inspiration as she was showing it out to us for each space? Kira, what did you think about what she was envisioning for Tasha's space?
Well, for the most part, I can say.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. For the most part, I can say I like the way that she gets the feel of the room, goes in and just see how she wants to, you know, design or decorate each room or whatever. So I just like the way she do whatever she does. I like it. I can't say nothing bad about her. So far, I just love it. I don't know. That's all I can say. I just like the energy that she brings.
Exactly. Felisa, what did you think about it?
Well, you know, originally when she was putting all her, you know, thinking all her designs and ideas, you know, I was like, okay, it sounded like it was going to be, you know, like I liked it, right? But once, especially when I saw the brown, you know, details that she was putting in the foyer, I'm like, why is she putting that brown in that lady's house?
Wait. Well, hold on. Before we talk about what she actually did, when she was just telling us her ideas, what did you think about her ideas?
It sounded good. I liked what the sound sounded fantastic.
What do you think, Ronnie?
I agree with the other ladies. I thought that the everything that she was describing, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna like that. I like the fact that she was like, she wanted to put texture on the ceilings, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Then, you know, and when she was talking about like the colors or whatever, and I was like, you know, y'all know, I'm like the worst person with color, period. And so
I didn't know that.
Really, I have the hardest time picking a color. I have swatches all over here. They be on the wall for like 6 months. I can't make up my mind.
My goodness.
Eventually, I'm like, okay, you.
I had no idea.
Yes. But you know, the colors, because I'm always in the background. Like I tell you guys, when I watch you guys and things that you guys do, I'm in the background. That's not gonna work, Felicia. Kenya, that's not gonna work. Why are you doing that? So I said the same thing. Why you choose that color? So the color that she said, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like that.
Right. So I'm with Kira. I was right there with and Felicia too. I was right there with her 100%. All you guys, I was with her 100%. I was seeing it. I was like, texture on the wall, yes, because like those ceilings, or texture on the ceilings. Most people forget the ceilings. Like you don't even ignore the ceilings, and because the space was so large and awkward shaped, I thought that was a way to give some more detail without adding a bunch of stuff in the space. So, and to do some texture on the wall, I was like, okay, I'm loving it. And already it was making me feel like it was like an art gallery. So when she was talking about it, I was like, oh, I'm about that 100%. Like she need to get one really nice art piece that she's commissioned and invest some money and put a real nice piece of artwork in that entryway, because it looked like a gallery to me. And then when she was in the living room, she's talking about adding a fireplace, and then she had all those windows already on the wall. I was like, oh, it's going to be laid out. It's going to be laid out. It's going to be fabulous. And in the kitchen, she was like, the kitchen's already good. I just need to add a nice vent hood. With that little baby vent hood, I didn't pay attention to it too much at first until she highlighted. And I was like, you sure right.
Yes, I totally agree.
I was like, ooh, it is small.
Exactly. I was like, now why did they do that? Like, that didn't make no kind of sense. Like, no kind of sense.
None.
So I was like, okay, Galey, let's do your thing. Let's see how it's gonna look. So now let's talk about the reveal, because I'm gonna just tell y'all, I was blown out of the water. I was blown out of the water. I was like, this girl right here is on one for real, because she brings it. I was like, it's fabulous. But Felicia had to comment about the wall. So what you thought about, Felicia, the final reveal, the whole space, the entryway, the living room, the kitchen, and then we'll talk about her bedroom last, but just the main spaces first, since that was a surprise area. What did you think about it, Felicia?
Well, doing the work, I wasn't feeling it, but everything always turns out beautiful, you know, because I'm like, why is she putting the brown? Because, you know, from the floor, the house was white and gray. So I would have never thought about putting brown in that space. You know, but it turned out beautiful. I love the details. It looks so upscale. It looks so classy. It was beautiful. To me, everything turned out absolutely beautiful, from the foyer, the living room, the kitchen. Everything just flowed so perfect, and she did an excellent job.
Yes. Kira, what are your thoughts?
One more thing. The only thing that I wish she would have done in the kitchen, since the client was a chef, was to put her a pot filler. Did I miss that? Did she put that in the kitchen?
No, she didn't.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I wish that she could have done for her, since she is a chef. But other than that, everything was beautiful. I loved it.
I didn't think of that, but that's a great point, Felicia. Yeah, that would have been something that she should have did that. I didn't notice it, but yeah, that's a good catch.
Yes.
So what do you think, Kira?
I'm usually not a fan of the dark woods and all of that stuff, but I have to say that the way that she designed this, it didn't even give me those vibes or whatever. I really feel like it was a luxury vibe. Looking at the way she mirrored it on both walls, it was just, that took me out. I was like, you know what? I already know. I love her, but that was just beautiful. But like Felisa mentioned in the kitchen area, now that you mentioned that, they should have put that in there because she is a chef, and that would have been a grand entrance. But as far as when they added that big old hood in there, that just brought that space out even more. I was like, yes, now she's gonna really want to cook. So I thought
that was a crown jewel.
It was what was missing out of that kitchen. So I love it.
Wani, what were your thoughts on the whole space?
I absolutely loved it. I loved it. So when I spoke about the wall color, because remember it was that dark color, and I was like, don't do that. But seeing that wood on top of that and it's peeking through, I was like, it was almost like leather, just like gliding. It was gorgeous.
Yes.
I was like, you go, fool. You did that.
Yes.
She did that.
I love the ottoman underneath the console table, that huge mirror.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She had all of my attention. It was just like my eyes was just gliding from place to place. The lighting.
Watch it again.
Girl.
I watched it 6 times. I watched the episode 6 times.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Because I felt like I was like, did I miss something else? And every time I saw something else.
Yes. Look, I'm with you. I was literally blown away. And I thought the brown wood pieces on the wall was probably going to be a bit much too. I was like, I'm trusting the design because I have to tell people that sometimes too. Like when I'm doing things, they're like, oh no, and I'm like, look, just trust me. Let me do my thing. Let me do my thing. And then when I'm finished, then you can tell me, but don't tell me halfway through because you don't know what it's going to be yet.
Yes.
And so I'm like, let me do it. And then if you're not happy with it, then we can do something different. But let me get the thought out first. So I was like, okay, Galey, I'm gonna let you do your thing, but I don't know about this one. And then I'm telling you, it was so luxe. It just looked like such high-end quality. And she was using inexpensive stuff.
Yeah.
Now she did spend a little grip on that wallpaper, but she used it all through the house.
Right.
So $800 on wallpaper that she used all through the house. I was like, that was a bargain.
Yeah.
So I just thought that she really thinks outside of the box, and she has an aesthetic that is very much high-end luxury, even though she's not necessarily dealing with, big, huge budgets. Like she didn't have $200,000. I'm like, she did this lady's house, that custom fireplace, the built-ins around the fireplace and the wall, how she had to have him slide the wall over a little bit to make it more centered with the light fixture. I was like, girl, that's my girl, paying attention to details like that. Like most people would have been like, oh, it's all right, or they would say, let's move the light over a little bit, not let's move the wall.
Yes.
I was like, this girl said, move the wall. We gonna move the wall.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
I was like, she did her thing. I thought it was fabulous. I just thought it was fabulous. And like you said, everything flowed from one space to the next, to the next, to the next. Then I wasn't too sure about making the kitchen so dark because everything else was kind of light. But it gave a vibe that I was like, I was 100 about it. And then when she did the wood panel in the wall, I was like, no, why are you doing that? I was like, Galey, I don't know about no wood square in the wall. Why? But then when she had those beautiful pendants hanging from it,
yes, she had that. I was like,
great idea. Who would have thought of that?
I'd have cut a hole in my ceiling.
I know. I was like, let me go find something to paint. I need to go find something to paint. I'm gonna go get some wallpaper. I was ready to go decorate. I don't even feel good. I was like, I'm ready to do something. I need to go do something right now because I'm inspired.
Yes.
It was just fabulous. Now she surprised Tasha. Tasha's house was, and I love Tasha's reaction too, because she was trying to, like hold it together. She's all poised, got her hair working and everything, her makeup all on fleek, her cute little jogger suit on, although I wasn't feeling her Crocs with her expensive little jogging suit. I was like, Tasha, why you got the Crocs on? But anyway, I be paying attention to everything. I said, okay. I was like, all right, Tasha. I like her reaction to it. I thought that she was genuine about, how she really felt about the space. But then when Galey told her, I got a surprise for you, look in that bedroom.
Girl.
Wani, what did you think about the bedroom?
I was like, Tasha, if you don't like it, I'll take it.
I know
that bedroom was, oh my God, it was very relaxing. I love the wall color. I love everything. I love the decor on the walls. What they birds?
The birds, yes, the gold birds on the black wall.
Yes, that
black wall was the gold. It was just gorgeous. And then she had the audacity to put another faux fireplace in there. I was like, "You go, girl."
That was it.
That was it.
With that mosaic tile and that dark, like almost like black mosaic tile. To play off, to give you sparkle and give you play off of that wallpaper and off the dark paint color. I was like, oh.
I loved it.
It was just perfection.
It was beautiful.
Perfection.
Beautiful.
Perfection.
Yes.
No, Felisa, what did you like most about the master bedroom?
I like the fireplace because I like the cozy feel vibes that fireplace is giving. Of course, I like the black wall with the gold birds, but the fireplace to me, it really made the room more cozy, and hopefully the client wants to use that space. Hopefully she uses
crazy not to.
Yeah. If you ever watch this show, let us know if you use that bedroom.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I need to find her on
Instagram. What's in there for?
I can't find it.
It was the title of it was served. Let me see. I wrote it down right here. The title of this episode with Galey was served
with love. Served with love.
Yeah, served with love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was episode 2, served with love.
Mm-hmm.
Kira, what did you like about the bedroom?
I like the entire bedroom, but like Felisa said, a fireplace in a bedroom just does something to me. It's so cozy and it's just that relaxing vibe. I love it. So I absolutely love the fireplace, but everything that she did in that space, if she don't want it, I'll take all of that.
Thank you.
Right? Yes. I was like, I'm over here. Look, we have decided that we're going to move in the next couple of years to our forever home. So I'm trying not to do too much stuff here that's going to be something that might be polarizing to the generalized public. So not a whole bunch of people might not want to buy a house that's got very dark walls and wallpaper and paint or whatever. But I was like, I'm that person that I love bright open space. I like white. I like natural lights. I like just bright spaces. But to me, that space created such a vibe and a mood that even with it being dark, like I was like, because I don't like it when it's too dark. When I get up in the morning, first thing I open every blind, every curtain in the house. I'm like, we're gonna let the nature come in, even if it's a rainy, cloudy day. I'm opening up everything.
Me too.
So I was like, I don't want to be in a space where I feel like it's too dark or too enclosed because I don't want it to bring my mood down. But I was like, somehow she managed to walk right on the line of going from depressive to fabulous. It was like she didn't cross the line into where it would be a depressive zone. So I just thought she did a fabulous job. For me, I think what really brought it all together was just that she made her bed, the fireplace and everything was a focal point on that wall, but when you walked in the room, you saw her bed first, and it was just luxe. It had what looked like really rich linens on it, that big, thick, beautiful throw blanket, and then the mirror across from it reflecting the bed and the black wall with the birds on it. And that helped to bounce the light around in the room too. I just thought it was fabulous. I thought it was fabulous. I probably would have started crying. I would have been like, girl, okay, now see, it come to tears.
One thing that I wanted to bring up, and I because I was just looking at what she did for that one, when we left from out of the foyer, and then you went into the living room area, and then there was that wall. Did you guys notice the candelabras that she had?
Yes, going towards her bedroom. Yeah, that looked like real lit candles.
Yes,
look like that.
Yes,
yeah,
very nice, very nice.
That was, and that was so subtle, right?
Yes,
it was so subtle. And then she did like a architectural design on that wall too. So it wasn't just a plain flat wall. It had like, some little design pattern or whatever with the lights on there. She left no stone unturned. Absolutely. She addressed every element of the space, she just did a fantastic job. I thought it was fabulous. She definitely, Leonie, she nailed it. Yes, she did. She went above and beyond, in my opinion. She could have did a real good job, but and not did what she did. To me, I think that she went beyond the brief. Like, what's that song they say? She understood the assignment, whatever.
Right. And I do, and I was actually thinking when she told her budget was 60, I didn't think she was going to be able to pull it off with 60 because the house was so empty. But
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, she did an awesome job with that budget. She did an awesome job.
She did. She did her thing.
I wonder did she go over? Because I don't know.
I don't know either, but I don't think so. I think it seems to me like she would probably say something, but or at least make mention if you have to go over for some reason. Like, why not just say, well, we had to go over, like if whatever, like with the property brothers, like, well, we ran into a problem, we need some more money. They're like, oh well, figure it out. So Galey did a fantastic job. Her final reveal was amazing. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
So now our final thoughts, guys. A couple of questions I want to ask for you. Since we did 2 episodes in this hour session and we're only 3 minutes over, so let's give us at least an extra 15 minutes just for this last 10 minutes of conversation. Thinking back on the final reveal from the Property Brothers with the mid-century modern home, and then the final reveal of this Galey, of this home that Galey did you guys see any similarities within each space? Like if you saw maybe 1 or 2 or any similarities or nothing, did you see any similarities between what the Property Brothers did and what Galey did in this project? Shakira, did you anything?
Well, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, my similarities that I'm seeing with the decorator, interior designers, not just in these 2 spaces, is brown must be coming back in. I don't know. It has to be a trend, a trend, because I'm seeing, brown being used in a lot of designs lately. So the brown. So the browns in the, Property Brothers and the Browns and Haley design.
Yeah. Shakira, what did you see? Did you see any similarities?
With just a little bit. Not a lot of similarities, but like you mentioned with the Browns, I've been noticing that in a lot of designers lately. They're bringing more browns and wood tones back into the space. And some of it I'm loving. Like I say, some of it I'm loving, and some of it I'm like, nah, I don't think I want none of that. But everybody has their own style, so that's cool.
Kira's a bling girl too. Hey, how you doing? So, Wani, did you see any similarities in the two?
I did. Like the other lady said, I did notice that they're both using a lot more wood tones, more natural tones, and I talked about that a couple of years ago. I told y'all that was coming back. But the other thing that I noticed was they use the cabinetry seemed to be very, very similar, and they use like the color selections. Y'all know how we talked about color. I'm like, okay, is that gonna be okay a couple of years from now?
Yeah.
But the colors are more deeper, like tones, not white, the white, not even the gray. So there were more deeper tones. So but that looked really modern to me for some reason.
Okay, so Wani, that's exactly what I got. I said they both had a modern aesthetic. So even though the guy's project was like more mid-century modern, it still had a real modern feel to it. In the kitchen, it was clean lines. It was like with the like you said, the cabinetry, it was a rich color, but it was still really modern. And then all of the appliances, it just gave it a real sleek, modern look to me. And so I did it right that they both had a modern aesthetic. Another thing is that I noticed is that they both had the fireplace as a focal point. And Galey seems to like to create a focal point in her designs, and in each that we've seen from her so far, she did create a fireplace in places where they didn't have one. And so and with the Property Brothers, they have torn out fireplaces, but they put something back. So it's like, except that one episode where I was like heartbroken. I was like, no. But I felt like they made the fireplace the focal points in both the designs with the Property Brothers because they had to, because that's what the family wanted, and Galey because she wanted to give a focal for Tasha's space. Then I did also note that they used a lot of wood tones, and they used wood finishes and wood furniture pieces. Because Galey put the wood on the wall. She had wood in other places too, and so did the Property Brothers. And so I was like, okay, so I'm noticing the wood trend going throughout. Also, you guys know I'm for that. I love it. I love that natural element. I like to bring a bit of nature into my designs, and so I'm here for that. And then another thing is I noticed is that they both implemented storage for both the spaces. In Tasha's house, if you notice, she didn't have storage nowhere. I mean, in her kitchen, she had just that back wall and then a little cabinet on the side there. But so for me to give her that built-in, and then she did those gold pulls with the cheap little something or whatever. That was so clever. And it was so high-end looking.
It was
very high-end.
So I was like, so she gave her some storage space that she definitely would need. You know, when you're in your home, you need to be able to put things away. So I thought that was cool that they both added storage for these families. Now, obviously there were some differences. Did you guys notice? Just give us like one or two differences. So there's a whole bunch of differences, right? So just like one difference that kind of stood out to you, Wani, one or two differences that you was like, okay, yeah, these are polar opposites.
Well, Property Brothers, as far as them like decorating, it's like the bare minimum. Galey, she's gonna give you all the details. Her area is going to definitely tell a story. I love she's giving you the book, she's giving you the flowers. She's very, very good with accessorizing. The Property Brothers, it's like they staged the area.
Yeah. Sakira, did you notice any differences?
For the most part, as far as Galey, she just kind of has a more upbeat vibe versus when the Property Brothers do something, like you say, they kind of stay the bare minimum. It just doesn't like give me that wow factor like I want, versus what she does is going to be something just wow all throughout every space that she touches, versus what they do. It's like, I could have did something else with that space.
For Lisa, what did you think? What any differences that you saw?
Well, it was a big difference in those two spaces. I mean,
Right.
the Property Brothers to me, I always get, country farmhouse vibes from the stuff that they do, I mean, no offense with
For Lisa, gonna
farmhouse,
keep it real.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no offense to farmhouse. I love all types of decor. I expressed that in the past, but that's the vibes that I get from anything that the Property Brothers do. I've never seen any. They say modern century, but to me, I always get farmhouse from stuff that they do. But I love what a heart and a heartbeat. What is a heart and a heart? I'm getting
Home and a heartbeat with
home in
Galey.
a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I love the design that she did. It's not anything that I probably would have done, but I really, really love it. I loved it.
Yeah. For me, some of the differences that I noted between the two is that Galey's design is more luxe and high-end looking than anything I've seen the Property Brothers do ever. Ever.
Right.
And so
Absolutely.
yeah, even when they have a big budget and they can really spend the money on stuff, their projects don't have that real polished, finished, high-end luxury vibes. And that's okay because everybody don't live like that, right?
That's right.
And so, I mean, that's what I want. But but it's not everybody's vibe. And so for like that family, what they gave them was perfectly fine for them. But to me, the Property Brothers is always going to give you something that's more casual and informal. So like you said, for Lisa, you might get a farmhouse vibe about it. It's going to be kind of a boho. They're going to give you something that's real casual and more like family oriented. And Galey is giving us something that is high-end luxury that's not necessarily tailored to a family. Now, it's not to say that a family couldn't live in her space, because Tasha had children. They were like they were early teens or something, but I could see living in the space like what she created with a child. But that's not her focus. And it seems like to me, the Property Brothers, their focus is kind of more like family. And so they're giving you a real casual vibe. Another thing is that, in my opinion, Galey has more of a minimalist approach with her decor, where she's just giving you statement pieces and not a bunch of little tchotchkes. Like on the dining room, she just put that one beautiful vessel there with the flower in it. And the entryway, you just had that one statement piece. The Property Brothers, you got some. They had like 2 or 3 cutting boards. They had some red flowers. They had the yellow flowers in the living room. I was like, why we got all these colors? When I love color too, but I was like, can we have some cohesion? And they on the fireplace, those tulips.
They really do.
Yeah, it's like it feels like to me they're trying to fill in the space with a bunch of little bitty pieces, and it's easy to get caught up in that, right? Especially as someone who's trying to decorate their home, it's easy to be like, oh, let me buy all these cute little things,
right?
And that's why I said, for me, I don't care how cute the little thing is, I'm not buying it. I'm buying big statement pieces. I want something that is going to make a statement when you walk in my house. I don't have to have 50 of them. Yeah, it's like, so, and to me, the Property Brothers, that's what they do. They give you a bunch of small decor pieces and they fill in the space with a bunch of little pieces, where Galey is okay with leaving some negative space. And she just giving you this focal piece, and you just like, wow, your eye is drawn to that, and you're going to see that, and you can appreciate it because there's nothing else there to pull your eye away until you move on to the next big piece. So that was one difference I saw about them. And another thing I noticed, especially in these 2 episodes, is that Galey paid attention to the window treatments. And in that living room, the window treatments that she put framed that living room, because she had those big clear windows and she put those dark panels that was like the lashes with your beat face. It was like, you got your face beat, you need the lashes, right? Like, I was like, she put the lip liner before she put the lipstick in. I was like, Galey did that. The Property Brothers, they put some sheer white curtains in the living room. They put some beige curtains in the little family room part. So they just kind of blended into the wall. So it was like, yeah, in the kitchen they didn't put nothing up there up to the curtains at all. It was just the windows, which is fine. But to me, that's you left an element. You guys remember in grade school when you learned how to color? You used to trace along the picture and then you color in the middle because that gives definition, right? So if you look at a picture that someone traced it, outlined it with the dark color first and then colored in, as opposed to somebody who just colored, the one that's traced out looks better because it's more defined. And that's the difference that I saw in what Galey did as opposed to the Property Brothers, is that they made the windows just be like an afterthought. Galey paid attention to it. She put those Roman shades all the way up to the ceiling in the dining room. She was like, we're going to give some real drama because we got these dark walls in here. So I'm going to give you drama up to the ceiling with these Roman shades. So I was like, to me, she did the most when it came to paying attention to detail and just, when you get your eyebrows, like you can have your face together and everything, but when you get your eyebrows waxed, it just frames your face. It was like she did the things that just, those little details that if you don't do it, it's okay. But when you do it, it makes an impact.
Right. I totally agree.
So that was what I gathered from it. So ladies, which show or which house did you like the best?
I was Home in a Heartbeat, the house the best. The one that she did.
Yeah. Shakira.
Hands down. I love the way Galey does her thing. So I love that one the best.
Bonnie.
I agree. Galey is the girl. I loved her house the best.
Yeah. I have to say too, to me, it was really no comparison. It was like, even though the Property Brothers are the professionals, I just felt like she really is on a professional level. Hey, Kelia. I feel like Galey, even though she is not like considered a professional because she doesn't have professional training as an interior decorator or interior designer, I think that she is bringing it as it relates to professionalism, and her aesthetic is just on point 100%. So obviously, of course, I loved her design over the others. So yeah, you guys in the comments, let us know which ones you like the most. Also, thank you guys for giving us grace for going over a bit, but we had to pack a lot into this episode. Yes. So, guys, excuse me. So next week we need to know what you guys want, because you know what? We're in a bit of a pickle now because Galey got another episode coming and we don't know what the Property Brothers going to do. I don't know why they missed last week, but I did check and they're supposed to have another episode air next week. So amongst us ladies, we want to do this again. And then to our audience, you guys leave us a comment and let us know, did you enjoy discussing both, or would you rather just discuss one channel? One show. And let us know. So ladies, what do you guys think? Just with this format, you guys, what do you think?
Well, I think if we can do 2 shows in an hour, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I just don't want to take too much. We can talk about it offline. Don't want to be live for too long. That way, we don't want our audience to lose interest.
Right.
Let us know, guys. Let us know too, guys. Like if you feel like 15 minutes over is okay, or 20 minutes over is okay, or you're like at 60 minutes I gotta go. Yeah, you guys let us know. Obviously, we want to be mindful and we want to be respectful of everyone's time, and we truly appreciate all of you guys spending time. And I have to say, I have noticed in my watch time that you guys are coming and you are supporting, and I absolutely love you for it. We all love you guys for showing us so much love and support. We truly appreciate you all.
Yes, we do. We really do appreciate you all. And they're liking this. We've gotten so many great comments about this is very unique. We like seeing you guys talk about that, this topic. So we're happy that the feedback is great.
We are
awesome. Fantastic. Yes. Well, you guys keep it coming. Even if you come back and view this on the replay, you can leave comments there. Also, guys, remember, if you are not a subscriber to any of us, make sure you go and subscribe to each of our channels. Also, make sure that you leave comments, and you can go back and watch the replay. You can share it with any of your friends and family members. It doesn't cost you anything to share. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but it definitely helps all of us out tremendously when you do so. It helps our channels grow. It helps YouTube know that you're enjoying what we're doing, and they spread it out and share it to more people so that more people can find us and can get all the ideas and inspiration that we love to share with each of you. So, all right, guys. So I have to say, we are out of time. We have enjoyed ourselves, even with the congestion and everything else. Like, I'll probably go straight to sleep after this, but I'm like on a natural home decor high right now. I just love talking about home decor and spending time with all of you ladies, my sisters here. So, ladies, you guys have anything to say before we say goodbye to the family?
No.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, have a great day, and happy Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy your time if you're going out, and be safe.
Be safe.
Exactly. Be safe, and be sure to go ahead and watch the Property Brothers next week, and the Property Brothers Forever Home, which will be episode 9. And Home in a Heartbeat with Galey Alix will be episode 3, because we might be discussing both. We might discuss one or the other, but just watch anyway. You guys will not be disappointed with either of them, because I think they both give something that somebody can appreciate. So,
absolutely.
And join us back here next Friday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys at that time. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.